Cold open against the endless, sprawling canvas of the stars, a gargantuan vessel drifted in absolute silence. It was a metal leviathan, a ship of impossible scale, dwarfing everything around it. Clinging aggressively to the Titan's massive hull, lodged deep into the thick armor like a jagged splinter, was a significantly smaller boarding ship. Just beyond the breached dreadnought stretched a dense, freshly birthed meteor field. These were not ancient, frozen asteroids. The jagged chunks of shattered crust and planetary core still smoldered, radiating a fierce, molten red heat against the freezing dark of space. Inside the sprawling bridge of the boarded Leviathan, the hush was suffocating, broken only by the erratic chirping of a failing cooling unit. With a sudden, sharp hiss, the heavy bulkhead door slid open. It lingered for a heartbeat before snapping shut, sealing the room in isolation once more. Slow, deliberate footsteps echoed against the grated deck plating. The rhythmic thud clank of reinforced boots bypassed the devastation scattered across the floor. The interloper didn't spare a single glance for the fallen crew, his focus entirely on the primary command console, where a solitary amber light flickered desperately in the gloom. Leaning forward, he pressed a gloved hand against the touch interface. The terminal flared to life. From his gear, the figure withdrew a memory drive, a sliver of hyper-dense, razor-thin crystal glass. He locked it into the terminal's auxiliary port. Torrents of encrypted files bled from the mainframe, siphoning directly into the glass. Behind the crystal, the terminal's screen stuttered, fragmented, and went dead black. The system was wiped clean. He uncoupled the crystal and brought it up close to his face. Deep within the pristine structure, veins of incandescent data flowed and pulsed like liquid starlight. Satisfied, he slid the crystal into a specialized port on his tactical wrist gauntlet. A micro-emitter whined as a crisp, three-dimensional hologram sprang to life, hovering just above his forearm. It rendered a perfect, glowing scale model of a terrestrial planet. A second later, a spear of devastating energy, a violent, twisting surge of crimson red and cyan blue, materialized in the projection, driving straight through the planet's atmosphere and deep into its core. The holographic world buckled. Its crust shattered until the entire globe fractured into a slowly spinning cloud of luminous debris. The interloper lowered his arm, stepping away from the dead console, and turned toward the bridge's massive observation viewport. Outside, the real-world reflection of that hologram drifted slowly by. He stared out at the scorched, superheated meteors tumbling through the void, their red-hot edges burning against the starlight. "This used to be a planet," he murmured, his voice a low, cold rasp against the quiet of the room. He watched a massive chunk of burning rock collide with another, sending a shower of sparks into the vacuum. Until the surge reached it. He turned his gaze from the smoldering debris outside to the silent carnage within the bridge, the pieces falling into place. The exact same energy that had shattered the world had torn through this vessel. He studied the grotesque state of the crew. It was as though the surge had mercilessly absorbed their very life essence, aging them decades in a matter of seconds. The raw, concussive force of the wave had been catastrophic. Some bodies were violently split in half, while others had been blown back so fiercely against the bulkheads that their remains had fused into the ship's very architecture. He slowly turned his attention back to his wrist gauntlet, tapping the interface to bring the crystal's raw data back to the surface. As the holographic light caught his face, it illuminated eyes that were striking, metallic, and entirely silver. He stared at the newly acquired coordinates, the reflection of the data swimming in his eyes. "The distance is closing," he said softly to the empty room. "Eventually, I will find it." Without looking up, he tapped the comms relay built into his gauntlet, opening an encrypted channel to his own ship. "Spool up the primary drives," he ordered, his tone sharp, urgent, and strictly professional. "I have it. We need to leave." A moment later, a smooth synthetic voice chimed in his earpiece, cutting through the oppressive quiet of the dead bridge. "Engines are powering up, Wan Shilao." The comms channel closed with a soft click. Turning his back on the flickering console and the carnage-strewn bridge, Wan walked away, his boots echoing one last time before he disappeared entirely into the deep, pitch-black shadows of the ship's bowels.
If you enjoyed this glimpse into the Maddox universe, the journey has only just begun. Read the complete, expanded edition of Cerberus Volume 1, The Calling, available now on Amazon.